switching gears in our video series here. We're going to start talking about crop development, in particular how we use crop heat units in measuring those growth stages. The crop heat unit ratings were developed back in 1964 by Dr. Murray Brown. Still used today with a few minor tweaks. It is a thermal time measurement system that allows us to measure the intervening time between critical growth stages. Crop growth and development is very temperature dependent. So the daily crop heat units are calculated from a minimum and maximum temperature with separate calculations for day and night. During the daytime, it's set at a threshold of 10 Celsius, which is critical growth threshold for corn. It won't grow below 10, and a maximum of 30, which is the upper limit for growth. So the useful temperature range between 10 and 30. And at night, we use a 4.4 minimum and no optimum temperature at night. Formula is used to crunch those numbers together, produce the daily crop unit reading that we can find pretty much on most agricultural weather reporting services, including our own soon-to-be launched Decision Farm platform supported by Weather Innovations or WIN. Crop growth stages can be determined by the accumulated crop heat units values. So for corn to emerge from a 1.5 inch planting depth, requires about 170 crop heat units, a little longer if it's planted deeper. And if 170 crop units can be accumulated in 6 days, then corn comes up in 6 days. If it takes 24 days to accumulate 170 crop units, then it's going to take 24 days to corn to emerge. And that's pretty much where we are right now. So when we look at going to the website here and plugging in an April 24th planting date, we see that as of the 14th, we've accumulated 131 crop heat units since planting, and we need about another 40 to go before we're ever going to see emergence. And so it was in the last, I believe, 6 days, we've only accumulated 18 crop heat units. And of those 6 days, 3 of them had zero accumulation. Just shows you how slowly we're accumulating heat. So when I plug that into our growth model, we're not expecting emergence until around May 18th, and the spike stage, first true leaf on corn, somewhere around May 22nd. So we've got a little ways to go before we see corn poking through the ground. So there are 11 critical development stages in corn when we need to be in the field observing to be able to have a good finish on that corn crop and manage it accordingly. Crop unit accumulations and growth models allow us to predict when critical growth stages will occur and be able to put together a plan around integrated pest management or look at some of the agronomic practices that are going to influence those critical growth stages. Currently, we need to assess seed viability and determine whether or not we're going to have a viable stand and make plans accordingly if we don't. So we cannot control the weather. But by understanding how it impacts and influences crop growth stages, we can perhaps do some forward planning and be able to mitigate some of the stresses that might be coming our way. So that's all for today. We'll be back at certain times with critical development stages and crop unit accumulations all through the season, and some advice on what we should be doing at these critical growth stages. So that's it for today. Thanks for listening. Stay safe, stay healthy.